Hey guys, my name's Cate, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a story time about how I met my husband. I've had a lot of people ask me how Matthew and I met, so here we go. This is more of a chill, laid back kind of video, so just bear with me. Let me set the scene for you. It's 2014. I'm a freshman in college. Matthew is a sophomore in college. I think it's important to note that when Matthew and I first met, it wasn't like love at first sight. It wasn't like even attraction at first sight. He was actually really mean to me when we first met, and he was dating someone else, and I was actively pursuing someone else. So things kind of just fell into place for us, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So that person that I was actively pursuing kind of hurt my heart a little bit. And I decided to take a step away from the dating scene and focus on myself. And when I did step away and started focusing on myself, it's so strange how everything just kind of fell into place. For so long, I was looking for someone to make me complete and to make me feel whole and to fill that area in my life. And as soon as I started focusing on myself, things kind of just happened. And you'll find that a lot of people's story is the same way. But I actually did meet him my freshman year and his sophomore year. We met on our campus playing a game called Humans vs. Zombies. So it's a week-long, high-intensity game of Nerf tag with nightly story missions. And there was a group on campus that put this story together, and they did so every year. So normally every other semester, and it was a really fun game. It was a way for college students to decompress after finals and all the stress of school. And when I first met him, my roommate dragged me out to play Humans vs. Zombies, and we went to Walmart and we bought these little tiny Nerf pistols, and mine only had 6 Nerf darts in it. And so I was a little scared. I was a little afraid because some of these guys showed up decked out. So my thought was find the most heavily nerfed up dude and just stay really close to him, so if zombies came after me, he could stun them with some Nerf darts. I get there to the meeting place with my roommate. I know no one, and I see my now husband, Matt. He was sitting by the fountain in the middle of our quad, and I kid you not, he looked like a Rambo. This dude had a bullet vest, a duffel bag full of Nerf guns, and one of those big battery powered Nerf guns that just shot the rounds, the big tin. Yeah, that was my husband. And so little baby freshman Caitlin walked over to him, and I was like, "Hey, my name's Caitlin, I'm a freshman, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah." And he was kind of rude to me because I was a freshman and he thought I was being obnoxious. And so he didn't answer any of my questions. I introduced myself and I was like, "Hey, what's your name?" Got nothing. And then I left. And that was pretty much the end of it. I saw him around campus for the rest of that year. I even saw him occasionally with his girlfriend. And I just knew him as that guy that I met that one time. And my sophomore year, I was asked if I wanted to be one of the enforcers of the rules for Humans vs. Zombies. They called them moderators. And I did moderator training for a semester. And I joined the group. Well, Matthew was already a moderator, and he was the person that trained the moderators. So my sophomore year, Matthew's junior year, over the process of becoming a moderator, going to meetings, hanging out with this group of people that became kind of like a family, Matthew and I went from being acquaintances to familiar with each other. And I wouldn't say friends. He and his girlfriend broke up, and I remember it being a very emotional time for him. And so I stepped away. I didn't want to get in the middle of all that. I was still trying to work out my own stuff, and who was this guy to me? He was just some guy. And then we started hanging out a lot more, not just me and him, but our friend group. There were 4 of us that kind of hung together. We were always hanging out, the 4 of us, all the time. If one of us was at the library, we would be like, hey, anybody else want to study? And then we would all go to the library. So we just spent lots of time together and just became a really close-knit group of friends. I didn't notice it at the time, but instead of all 4 of us, it ended up most of the time being just Matt and I in the library, hanging out, getting lunch together. And it got to the point where I can't remember who started texting who first, but we started texting each other like every day, and then we started hanging out, just the 2 of us, almost every single day. And I realized we had just kind of fallen into this pattern of being best friends. And then I realized I had feelings for him, and that was a scary time because I confided in my best friend Liz that I thought I had feelings for this person, and I didn't want to ruin the friend group dynamic, so I was just gonna keep my feelings like bottled up and never address them ever. We're just gonna push those away. And so I also confided in my other friend Tyler, the other guy in the group, and he told me to come over to his house, come over to his trailer that he lived in, and we could talk about it, and I could like let him know what was going on. So I get over to Tyler's house, we chit-chat for like 15 minutes, and then I see a familiar vehicle pull up. And my friend Tyler has invited Matthew over also, because apparently Matthew had also confided in Tyler that he liked me as more than a friend. So what Tyler ended up doing was pushing us in a room together, locking the door, and yelling, "Work it out!" So we did. I told him how I felt. He told me how he felt. And here we are. A married couple of nerds. But really, it was an easy decision in the aspect of he is my best friend in the whole entire world. And I couldn't imagine doing life with anybody else. And I find that in areas that I'm weak, he tends to be strong. And vice versa, which is nice. It doesn't always work out that way, so I'm told by other married couples. But before we made it official and started dating, and y'all don't make fun of me for this. Don't make fun of me for being old-fashioned. I told him how important it was that he talked to my mom before I dated. It was just important to me at the time because my mom raised me as essentially a single parent, and so I needed my mom to be on board with this. So he took my mom out to dinner and asked if he could start officially dating me. And my mom was like, sure, but just remember I own a gun. And so after my mom got finished threatening him, we started officially dating, and we went on our first date, which was, I think, fast food, and he drove me out to a field, and we looked at the stars, which was cute and corny, and it's my favorite. So yeah, we dated for about 2 years. We were engaged for a year and a half, and we have been married now going on our 3rd year. Anyways, yeah, that's how I met my husband. We're college sweethearts, kinda. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it greatly. If you like this content, make sure you leave a thumbs up, comment down below if you want more of this content. Make sure you subscribe so that you're notified whenever I post more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!